Hi everybody, this is Mike Gerdes from the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living with Wonder Dog Yoga, bringing you another love note. And today I want to talk to you about compassion, even when you don't want to feel compassionate. I have a problem, and I admit that I have a problem with people that seem to be addicted to stupidity. Maybe you have that sort of situation too. You know, the ones that no matter how convincing an argument there is, no matter what the science shows, no matter what the facts may be, they're going to believe whatever they believe. They're going to be afraid of their shadow. They're going to be afraid of this. They're going to be afraid of that. They're going to think that's all a big conspiracy. You know, and all I can do is just love them anyway. Because I recognize everybody's in life doing the best they know how at that time they have, with the consciousness they have. And the good news is, I don't have their consciousness. And we can feel good about that. But what we can also do is listen to them. Find out really what's going on. Because oftentimes people's objections to things has nothing to do with what they say they're objecting to. Now, did you hear that? If somebody says that they don't want to do something because of, let's say, they're afraid what the boss might say, it's not that they really care what the boss says. It's just that they don't want to be embarrassed in front of their coworkers. So what we need to do when we're listening to people is find out what's the story behind the story. Maybe ask a probing question or two in a gentle way. The other thing is that I don't know about you, but I know about me. I hate to be told what to do. Now, some very fine people have told me what to do, and if I was half as smart as I like to think I am, I would say, oh, okay, sure. But for some reason, when somebody tells me to do something, rather than makes a request or asks, there's something within me that says, I think it's my 13-year-old inner child that says, I ain't doing nothing. Now, that might be the same kind of addictive stupidity that we were talking about earlier. So, you know, if you see it, somebody says you got it. So I think what we could do is we can be compassionate for other people, because that allows us to be a little bit more compassionate with our own stupidity, our own narrow-mindedness. And we recognize that everybody can be a little bit that way sometimes. You know, everybody can be a little titched from time to time. Have an underdone potato, have too much sugar, have too much caffeine, not eat all day. You might find yourself just acting a little strange. How about having no sleep? Well, there's lots of things that can keep you awake all night. But it's the things that keep you awake all night and all day that run into problems. I think what we need to do is give ourselves some compassion and recognize that it's not us that has to do it all, because we're surrounded by a power that is greater than us. We nod and we shake our heads and say, oh yes, we know this is so, but then we still think our intellect thinks that we got to do it. We got to figure it all out. We got to make this all happen. And we spin ourselves into a cycle, a frenzy. Ain't it fun? Now, we need to rely upon our higher power more. We need to rely upon God more. We need to rely upon God's law, the law of mind more often, to do for us what we're not capable of doing for ourselves. Remember, it's our job to say what? Very specifically, what it is that we want to have expressing through us, what we desire. It's up to universal mind, it's up to the universal law to figure out how, exactly how that's going to show up and when. We really have a wonderful life, and we have an amazing teaching, and we're surrounded by a great deal of loving, supportive people, and we are surrounded by a great deal of people that we can love and support. even if we don't feel so inclined, because it's an opportunity for us to stretch a little bit, to open up our heart and allow ourselves to realize that everybody is an expression of the same Christ that is in you and is in I. We need to bless that. We need to see that. We need to praise that. We need to lift that up and call that forth within them to come forth at its highest. But we can't do that unless we see it within ourselves and see it within them first. You have a great evening, and stay tuned for Sunday morning where Reverend Dr. Maxine will be back to do a marvelous, fabulous Sunday morning presentation at 16 Industrial Boulevard, Suite 16. That's our regular place where we have our Sunday celebrations at 10:30 in the morning. And if you're, for some reason, can't make it, well, make it. But if you feel you can't make it for one reason, a real good reason or another, just tune in online, because we'll still be keeping our Sunday mornings live streaming too. Just go to cslphilly.org, cslphilly.org. Till I talk to you again, bye-bye.